Today on the Taste of Lizzy Tea show, we are going to be making pumpkin spice magic bars. This dessert has an Oreo crust, a sweet filling with real pumpkin, and a layer of chocolate chips on top. It all gets baked together to be a deliciously easy dessert for all of your fall parties. Let's get started. So the first thing we're gonna do for this recipe is we're gonna take 20 Oreo cookies. And I have them all in a food processor here. I'm gonna go ahead and put my food processor on, put the lid on, and I'm gonna pulse them just a couple of times to crush them. You end up with a bunch of cookie crumbs. And to those crumbs, we're gonna add 1/4 of a cup of melted butter. So I'm gonna mix this all together, and this is gonna be the base for our magic bars. The crust is just those 2 ingredients. You could use a different flavor Oreo if you would like. They have special flavors out there, but we think that just normal Oreos work best with the pumpkin flavor. So after you've mixed in that butter, let's get the pan ready. You're gonna use a 9 by 13 baking pan, and you're gonna line it with foil. You can use parchment paper also if you have that, but lining the pan with foil or parchment paper just allows the bars to come out more cleanly. You can make clean cuts and have nice, evenly shaped bars. So I have the foil in there. I'm going to spray it with some cooking spray, just because these are a sticky bar and we don't want them to stick in the pan. And then I'll take my Oreos and dump them right into the pan. And then I'll use my hands just to press those Oreo cookie crumbs down into the pan. You don't have to pre-bake these bars. This Oreo crust is just gonna bake right along with all of the other toppings on the bars. Okay, so let's set this aside and let's make our pumpkin filling. So for the pumpkin filling, I'm going to take 1 can of sweetened condensed milk. This is what bakes all around all of these different ingredients and really helps the bars stick together. This isn't evaporated milk, you want sweetened condensed milk. And then I'm going to add 1/4 of a cup of pumpkin puree. This is just solid packed pumpkin that you can find in the baking aisle of your store. Be sure to get the kind that doesn't have the extra spices or sugar. You just want solid packed pumpkin. So then I'm gonna add 1/2 teaspoon each of cinnamon, nutmeg, and then allspice. And then we'll mix that up. It's gonna be creamy and look all pumpkin-y, and it smells good. And then I'm gonna bring my Oreo crust back in. We're gonna pour this over top the crust. Make sure we get all of that out. Then we sprinkle on some shredded coconut. You can use sweetened coconut if you have it. That's oftentimes what you find in the store. This happens to be unsweetened shredded coconut. So whichever you'd like, either one will work. 1 cup of this is gonna go over top, and then 1 cup of chopped pecans. Sprinkle that on top. Spread that a little bit. And then lastly, the chocolate. We love to use semi-sweet or dark chocolate chips for this recipe. If you would like to use a milk chocolate chip, you can do that too, but you're gonna use a whole bag, which is 12 ounces of your favorite chocolate chips. They actually sell in the fall season pumpkin spice chips. You could use that. Vanilla chocolate chips or white chocolate chips would be good too. There are so many different things you can do with this recipe. Once you have the chocolate chips on and they are all spread around, I'm gonna just gently press down to make sure the ingredients are all gonna bake together well, and it's time to cook the bars. So these bars are gonna bake in a 350-degree oven for about 25 minutes. You'll want to see it bubbling around the edges. It'll pull away from the sides of the foil just a little bit, and that's how you know it's done. So let's bake them. Okay, so the bars take about 25 minutes to make, and after they're done, you can let them cool in the pan, and once they're completely cool, you can just pull up on the sides of that foil and take the bars right out. We're gonna fold down the sides, and again, make sure you spray that foil because they will stick. The sweetened condensed milk is sticky. And then we're gonna cut them into bars. These are a gooey, chewy bar. They make a great treat for school, bake sales that might happen in the fall, or if you need a dessert to take to church, or just a treat for your kids. They are delicious and everybody loves them. If your knife gets goopy, like you can see happening here, you can easily take a napkin and wipe it off, and then just keep cutting. And that will help you keep the bars clean. And that, you guys, is our pumpkin spice magic bars. Okay, so let's serve these up. Have to be careful that the foil doesn't come up. Here's the ooey gooey bars, look at that. These are a delicious treat full of chocolate, a little bit of pumpkin spice flavor. Your family will love them. Thank you everyone for watching. Be sure to check back often for more delicious recipes.